Welcome back to Omni Garage. So today is a bit of a different video, and it's actually true behind the scenes. So this is the aftermath video of a week-long detailing session with us, basically. Yeah. So
we've done what have we done? We've done 2 paint enhancements, 3 paint.
Well, the week started off with a Toyota Land Cruiser.
We did. We had a Land Cruiser, and that was booked in for a 9-year ceramic coating service. So that kicked off our week.
Just ceramic coating only.
Yep.
With a brand new vehicle. They were happy with the paint condition, so we locked that surface in. And then what happened after that?
I think then we had a interior exterior detail from our wholesale client.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yep.
So we had that, and then we had
the BMW X5.
We did. So we had the BMW X5, which was booked in for a paint enhancement and ceramic coating.
They got a 5-year ceramic coating. They also got glass.
They did.
And wheel ceramic coating.
But on that same day, we also had a interior exterior detail.
Wash clay seal.
Wash clay seal, yep. So that was our ceramic sealant package on a RAV4.
Yep.
It was the red RAV4. I feel like we're forgetting a vehicle.
No, we've got this one.
We do have this one. Wasn't there another one somewhere in there? No, the Volkswagen was last week.
Oh, yeah, because we had the wedding car.
Oh, we had the wedding car this week.
The wedding car.
You're right. We also had the wedding car.
We had another RAV4. That's right. They just wanted interior, exterior clean because that car was getting used for a wedding. And then last night we finished this one here. This was also a RAV4. This was a paint enhancement, 5-year ceramic coating, and the wheels also got ceramic coated. So this is just in its last stages of curing before we then drop it back to the client. And we're going to time it perfectly because it's sort of spitting here because Omni Garage only films when it's raining.
Yeah, true.
And the fleet out here, there's 3 cars from the fleet. They are all dirty, very filthy because we haven't had any time to clean our own vehicles. So Omni Garage is in a bit of a mess, and you can see the garage is just how it is after a week long of detailing.
Well, it's a bit of chaos. Normally it's organised chaos in here and everything's quite meticulously lined up. But I mean, as you can see over here, as we've kind of wrapped up today, we've got bottles that we're refilling, so we're getting those ready to stock up on our shelves. So we've got the beads we're about to fill up there. We've just done our hyper dressing. You can see we've got some clean washing ready to put away in the cabinets. Down here we've got all of our foam pads drying out. They've all been washed, and
there's some towels that aren't clean that I'm going to have to go home and wash those.
Yeah, little courier package that's arrived yesterday, a new Solo sprayer that we're testing out.
Worst thing ever is duty pads,
yeah,
and that's got rinseless wash in there. So we use rinseless wash to soak the pads before we get in to clean them. We find that rinseless wash does a really good job of pulling out all that polish and all those polishing oils. And we just give them a quite, just a nice soft little rub down with a brush, and then we just let them dry. We do need to get a pad washer, don't we?
We do. I think that's on the list for SEMA, is one of those things to go and hunt down. We've been talking about it for years, and it's time that we try and make our lives a bit easier. I think that's been the common theme over the last couple of weeks for us, is just what can we do to improve our efficiency, make our life a bit easier so we can give better results to our customers, but also get through a little bit quicker. So what are you doing there? Filling up the beads?
Just filling up the beads.
I'm going to hold that for you.
What do you reckon on my little bottle filler that I made?
So a problem that Glenn and I used to find all of the time when we're filling up bottles is that if it was a product that would foam, it would turn an absolute mess if you're dumping the product in the bottle and it's just hitting the bottom. So what Glenn did is this is what we typically use, right? So we use like one of these funnels, just a funnel.
That funnel there just screws on the top.
Yep.
And you pour your liquid in.
But what Glenn did is he's made a little contraption here, and he's got PVC tubing on here that goes all the way to the bottom, so you're filling these bottles from the bottom, therefore eradicating the foaminess that you get, which is quite key when you're using a product like, what foams up? Like our wheel cleaners?
Yeah. Or an interior cleaner?
Yeah. So
I mean, this is just a prototype, really. I just got some pipe. I went through a couple of iterations to get the right surface or the right area here, because what happens if it's too small, you can't fill with enough liquid, and if it's too big, it doesn't fit in the bottles.
This fits pretty much perfectly.
And then I got some funnels, and I had to search around for some right funnels that I could fit that on, chop that off. But yeah.
Well, I think we need to get one of those manufactured, made out of some like T316 stainless.
Yeah, just like overkill.
Yeah, chuck it up on the Omni Garage website for sale. So we're doing a little bit of bottle filling, so that's our beads all filled up. Generally we're using this to put on wheels of cars that may not be ceramic coated if we're just doing an interior exterior detail to give a bit of a hydrophobic boost to it. And then, I don't know if you can see down here, all of these products are kind of overflow, or we're going through the process of testing them. So Glenn's brought all of these over from his garage, and we've just been playing with a few different products there. Got a few soaps that we've been playing with, a little bit of coolant. We need to do a little bit of weekly maintenance. The IKs, probably going to be retired soon, but we really need to get our hands on the new electric IK. Give that a go, because we've found that the manual pumping action of using those for the wheel cleaners is getting a bit frustrating now. But we'll probably replace it by something. You see that Solo on the
Solo? Oh, this was good. This came the other day, and I liked it so much that Glenn had to order another one. These are good. So I like using a pump sprayer for rinseless wash. Now, we have garage carpet. In my place, I don't have garage carpet, but I got concrete. And I found that the pump sprayer puts too much liquid on the surface and it runs down the panel, and then it wets, particularly my garage concrete. I don't like it. It's slippery and a bit of annoying. So these sprayers here are so nice. Like, it's just a nice mist. It runs for ages. It's battery. And you can go around the whole car, you can spray it on, a nice mist that gives it time to break down the dirt and grime, especially if you're using a rinseless wash. It doesn't produce too much liquid where it's dropping it on the concrete. So that's why I really wanted these. This is why we kind of got them. But what I do like is that you can unscrew this from the bottle.
This is clutch.
And this can screw on to basically any of your other detailing bottles. So I don't know, we use this for things like Iron X or Tar X, or you could use it on your ceramic, you know, spray sealants or your drying aids.
Well, Glenn put it on that bottle the other day on our beads. And the one thing you do have to be mindful of is you can rifle through product. But yeah, look how cool that is. So we almost don't need the bottle for these. We just need a couple of these Solo spray heads. They charge via just like a little AC adapter there. So it's not USB-C charging, which is a little bit of a pain, but you just need a couple of those and you can just adapt them to any bottle you've got.
And you got your tubing here, weighted tube, so you could go like, you know, upside down or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think these are really handy. I think we're probably going to end up with a couple more of these. Just have them in the cabinet, and then anything that you've got to do a lot of manual spraying with, probably replace it with just using a Solo. So Glenn's got one of those on the floor to take home to start using for his rinseless. And then there's just a bit of general chaos in this cabinet here. So we've got towels that are unfolded at the top. Obviously, we've got all our washing that needs to go back away in there. Generally, we're keeping all of our dirty towels in the cabinet right here. All of our little accessories. We had a bit of a issue over the weekend with all of our scents having leaked, so we've got those on a little tray in there now. And then the gallon storage all the way at the bottom is looking pretty healthy at the moment. The only thing that we're really missing down there is a gallon of car shampoo. We're pretty much all out on that at the moment. And we also need a gallon of pre-wash. But I think there's a couple of big battles coming to the Omni Garage channel soon where we narrow down our favourites in those two categories.
Yeah, and then once we work out which one we like, that's when we'll commit to the full gallon, right?
Yeah, I think the two that are probably front runners at the moment would be Gentle Snow Foam by Koch Chemie, and then also Touchless by Built Hamber, but we need to kind of work through that. And then this cabinet here is a bit of a catch-all.
This is the hard work cabinet.
Yeah, it is. We've got all our coatings at the top there. We've been rifling through those the last couple of weeks. All of our charging, and another new addition to the setup would be the couple of Scangrip lights actually. We've got that one, and then we've also got a couple of the iMatch headlights. Polishes. We're really starting to get to a point where we're refining our process, and we need to go get a few favourites.
A test hood, and we just need to put our polishes to the test about which ones we like, which one's going to give us the maximum cut with the most aggressive, which one is going to, you know, refine really nicely, which one's going to give us a nice finish when we're going to finish down the panel. And then we also have found now that we're starting to do a lot of enhancement details as kind of like a good one step. What's going to cut really well in sort of 4 passes, but also at the same time what's going to finish down really nicely, because in the past we've had mainly big details where we're doing like a 2-step paint correction and then a finish, and we're using a heavy cut followed down with a nice refinement. But now that we've got this middle ground of people that tend to be really keen on just having an enhancement, we need to find a really good enhancement polish, and so that's something that Glenn and I haven't really discovered, and we sort of need to go ahead and find something like that. On this vehicle here we used Jessica Correction Cream, which got rid of a lot of deep scratches and swirls and gave a little bit of pop of gloss, but I think we could find something a little bit better, especially for these enhancement type customers.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that we probably want to start exploring is, you can see on here, we haven't wound this up yet, and hopefully we can get to a point where we're not winding up cables in our polishing machines. So So I think the couple that we'd like to try soon will be definitely the Merca 3-inch. Like, that looks absolute best in class for that small machine, but maybe some of their liquid elements polishes, we'd like to give those a go.
They seem to be hot properly at the moment, and a lot of people are talking about them, and I think that's something we need to go and get our hands on and try out. Glenn's telling me to walk around because of the sun.
The sun is pretty brutal in here at the moment.
But I think the biggest thing that we've sort of struggled with over the last week is logistics and, what would you say, making sure we've got enough product ordered and when to order it.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
Stock taking of product, and so you don't know what you're going to use until the car arrives, but we've definitely had to increase and get a lot of stock, and definitely when we're buying stuff in New Zealand, shipping is so slow.
Yeah, but I think the thing is as well, we've been doing different cars. We've been doing, not disaster details, but we've been cleaning dirtier cars, which has kind of changed what we've needed to be using. We've needed more aggressive interior cleaners. We've needed more brushes, which we've been lacking a bit. Cleaning interiors has been probably the biggest challenge over the last fortnight. Yeah,
it's definitely a different skill set, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's all right, we're getting there, and I think we're after a new ceramic coating.
Yeah, I think the thing with our ceramic coating, so we've been big fans of the G-Technic lineup, so the Crystal Serum Light, Crystal Serum Ultra topped with EXO, but I think it's time to find a one-layer coating that's going to give us similar behaviour to what we get with that EXO and CSL combo. So that's another thing on the list. It's just a really tough thing to test coatings.
Yeah, because if you've got a customer and you put it on and it's rubbish, it's a bad mistake to have. And so we want something that is one step, because, you know, by the time we go around once, it takes about an hour or so for Glenn and I, then you got to wait for a little bit of curing time, and then you got to go again. And so it costs money, it costs time, and it's probably going to prevent us from having volume come through because of that time element. And also, when you're putting on two coatings, that increases the chance of producing a high spot, producing errors, etc. And so if we can do one coating that takes less time, gives us still the same amount of gloss, same amount of protection and slickness, then that's something we need to sort of look at getting.
Yeah, we've got a big SEMA shopping list. I think in this video we've talked about the pad washer, we've talked about ceramic coatings. We really need to talk to some people on the ground at SEMA. And then for those interior details as well, we're thinking steamer, we're thinking vacuum cleaner. We're also talking about these polishing machines as well. So we're going to SEMA with a pretty big list of things that we want to try and explore a little bit this year. But we thought we'd just bring you into the garage really quickly and show you the aftermath of a full few days of detailing. And I think it's time for us to head out the door and get this RAV4 back to its owner. Due to get that back. So I think that's pretty much it. But that gives you a little live insight as to what it's like in the Omni Garage studio after a big weekend of detailing.
So that's it for Omni Garage. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. And if you guys are in the Tauranga area in New Zealand and you really want to get this done, hop onto the website, omnigarage.co.nz, or you can give us a call, book it in, and we'll give you this kind of treatment that your vehicle deserves. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.